Praise the Lord. Welcome back to another episode of the Urban Bible Podcast, where we talk about the Bible in a way that everybody can understand. So, let me recap from the previous episode, right? So, you know, Joseph had already told Pharaoh, like, listen, you're going to have 7 good years, then it's going to be 7 years of famine, right? However, those 7 good years then came and gone. They've been here before, and they gone. They already over. And now we are deep, deep in the famine of Egypt and the surrounding areas. So we are starting at chapter 42, not 24, 42. and now Jacob is like, he's talking to his sons and he's learning that there's grain in Egypt because, the famine done hit and there are no crops producing. And like, it's getting rough out here. Like, we trying not to starve. He gonna ask his sons. This is how I know when you get a certain age, you can just say whatever you want to say, right? Jacob was like, "What y'all standing around looking at each other for? Go on down." I mean, I heard it was grain in Egypt. Y'all go on down there, buy some, so we can have some for us, so we don't die. Like, y'all sitting around looking at each other dumb or whatever. Come on now, do something. Get on out of here. So 10 of Joseph's brothers went to Egypt to buy grain. Jacob didn't send Benjamin because, Benjamin one is the youngest, first of all. But he was scared like he was going to get hurt or worse out there in them streets, right? So Jacob sent his other sons to buy grain because the famine was just like, it had hit Canaan and they ain't know what hit them for real. So mind you, I mean, we're going to talk about it later, but mind you, Benjamin and Joseph are full blood brothers. Like they had the same mama and same daddy, right? But Jacob was like, yeah, Benjamin ain't going. I don't know what y'all. Benjamin ain't going. So Joseph is the governor of the land of Egypt now, or whatever. And everybody that came to buy grain had to come through him. Like, can't nobody come in and out. Can't nobody get none of this that we got stored up unless they come through Joseph, right? So when his brothers got there, they bowed down to him with their faces on the ground. Okay. You need something. You need something. Mind you, they didn't recognize Joseph. Joseph recognized them, but he pretended that he ain't know them. He pretended like we don't know these mugs over here. So he bucked up at him, right? He was like, hey, where y'all come here from? Y'all not even Egyptian. Where y'all here from? Like, listen, I see y'all. I know who y'all are. What y'all doing here? They were like, listen, we came from the land of Canaan. We trying to buy some food. And although Joseph recognized them, they did not recognize him. Because, it's been probably a good amount of years. It had to be at least 13 years. At least. But mind you see how they done bowed down to Big Joseph, right? And if you remember correctly, in one of the previous episodes, Joseph had that dream that these boys would be bowing down to him, right? Keep that in mind. So it says Joseph remembered his dream about them and them bowing down, because you're going to have to bow down, and was like, y'all some spies. Y'all done came here to scout out the land and see where we vulnerable at, see where y'all can attack us at. Y'all here to see how vulnerable our land has got because of the famine. Like y'all not really here to buy grain for real. So the boys were like, no, for real, bro, for real. We really did come to just buy food. Like we honest men. We not spies. I promise you we not spies. Joseph was like, nah, ain't nobody trying to hear that. Ain't nobody trying to hear that. I know y'all come to spy out the land. I know y'all trying to come to see our weak points. I know what y'all doing. Like y'all ain't even here to buy no food for real. So they like, no sir, we haven't, no sir, we have not. It's 12 of us actually, and we're all brothers. Our daddy, one man, live in the land of Canaan, but our younger brother is back there with him. Like he back there with our daddy, and one of our brothers is no longer with us. Yeah, we ain't seen him. He's no longer with us. Joseph was like I said, y'all a bunch of spies over here. Y'all ain't really come to buy food. So he was like, you know what? Bet. I'm gonna test y'all's little theory And I promise on Pharaoh's life, buddy, if you lying to me, y'all ain't leaving here. He was like, y'all not gonna leave here until your youngest brother come up here. Y'all not leaving here. If y'all really do got another brother, y'all not leaving here until he come. So one of y'all got to go get your baby brother and bring him back here, and the rest of y'all gonna stay here in prison because I know y'all some spies for real. I know y'all some spies. That way, I know if what you telling me is real or not because y'all over here playing games. Y'all over here trying to scout out my land. I done built up this storehouse. Y'all, no, I don't know what y'all's intentions were for coming here, but it ain't it. And if y'all don't have a younger brother, I'm gonna know y'all for real spies. Like, y'all playing in my face. So, Joseph being a real one, threw them all in prison. Dang, buddy. Threw them all in prison. However, on that third day, Joseph was like, all right now. All right. Y'all lucky. I know the Lord and I fear him. I fear him. I'm a God-fearing man out here. So, if you do what I say, I'm going to let y'all live. If y'all are really real, one of y'all got to stay back here in prison, and the rest of y'all can go and take the grain to your family so they won't starve. But you got to bring that youngest brother back. You have to bring him back. That way, that's gonna prove y'all not lying, and I'm gonna let y'all live. Like, I'm not gonna handle you harshly like I really want to because I think y'all spies. If you do what I say, listen, y'all gonna be good. Bring that young boy back, and we gonna see what's up. So one of the brothers was like, man, we being punished for what we did to Joseph for real. We being punished for real. All them years ago, man. I knew it was gonna come back to haunt us. Y'all saw that look on his face when he was begging for us to save his life, man. Y'all saw that look on his face, man, and we didn't listen. Now all that stuff is coming back to haunt us for real. Reuben was like, didn't I tell y'all not to touch that boy? Didn't I tell y'all not to touch that boy? But nah, y'all ain't want to listen to me. And now we got to answer for that mess we done. We got to answer for that mess that y'all done actually, because, Reuben wasn't there at the time. We got to answer for that mess. But they didn't realize that Joseph could understand everything they were saying because he was using an interpreter. So, Joseph, being in the land of Egypt, Egyptians and Hebrews had different languages, right? And so Joseph being in the land of Egypt, he got everything at his disposal, and he has an interpreter for the Hebrews. Even though the Egyptians knew he was Hebrew, these boys didn't know that was Joseph. I don't know. I don't know. But Joseph had been using an interpreter. So he looked away, and a tear ran down his eye because that boy is traumatized, okay? These the same men that sold me into slavery, bro. And I've been getting it out the mud ever since. I can only imagine, what Joseph was feeling. Like, these boys standing right here in front of me, and they did me mad dirty. They really did me dirty. Like, come on. So, he finally got himself together after that little tear fell, and he chose Simeon to stay. And he had Simeon tied up and taken away right there in front of their eyes. Like, yeah, y'all gonna watch this happen. Y'all really gonna watch this happen. That is so crazy. So Joseph had given orders for his servants to fill all the bags with grain and to put the money that they paid, the silver that they paid, back on top of each bag, right? To give them supplies for the journey home. Like, Joseph really set them up. He didn't treat them like they treated him. He treated them good, actually. So the brothers hooked up their donkeys and went back on their way. But when they started on their way and they stopped for the night, one of them opened the bag to feed the donkeys and found that his money had been placed back on the top of the bag. He said, look, my money back in my bag, bro. Then his heart sank because he was like, yo, God really trying to punish us right now. What is God doing to us? Like, I feel like God is setting us up for real. Like, what is happening? So when Jacob's sons got back to Canaan, they told Jacob everything that happened in Egypt. They were like, Daddy, you won't believe what we just went through for real. They was like, listen, the governor of the land had an attitude with us and was rude to us when we got up there, and he accused us of being spies. He said we were spies trying to scout out the land. Like, come on now. But we told him we were honest men for real and not spies. And that we're all the sons of one man in the land of Canaan. And we told them that it was 12 of us, but the youngest was back here home with you. And one of us ain't with us no more. Then the governor was like, he would believe us, but we had to leave somebody there with him. But he told us to bring our grain back for our starving families, but we had to bring the youngest back. Like, we got to take the youngest back to him. That way he'll believe us and not assume that we're spies for real. And that way we can get our brother back and we can trade the land however we want to. We can go get food from there as we please. But we got to listen to what that man said and do what that man said. But here's the thing though. Like, Benjamin got to go with us. And so then they started emptying their bags of grain or whatever in each bag, not just the one that found it on their trip. Everybody's money had been put back in the bag. And Jacob and all the sons were scared. I mean, they were terrified, something serious, when they saw that money in their bags. And their daddy Jacob was like, y'all just keep taking my kids from me, bro. Y'all keep taking my kids. Joseph gone. Simeon is gone. And now y'all want to take Benjamin too. Everything is working against me. This ain't fair, man. I don't even know what it is. Like, y'all keep taking my kids. Reuben was like, Daddy, you can kill my two sons if I don't bring Benjamin back with me. I'll be responsible for him. I'm going to make sure he come back safe and sound. I promise. I give you my word, man. I give you my word. Jacob said, my son ain't going nowhere with y'all. The last time one of my sons went somewhere with y'all, it was trouble. My son ain't going nowhere with y'all. Your brother Joseph is already dead. And this little boy, all I got left. If anything happened to him, you gonna send a white-haired man in his grave. Y'all really trying to kill me for real. Jacob was hurt. He was like, yeah, y'all not about to do that to me. Y'all are not taking my son. All right? So now we come up on chapter 43. And, the only way for them to get back Simeon and to be able to buy grain in Egypt is they got to take that baby up there. He ain't no baby. He probably a teenager, but they got to take Benjamin up there for real. So the famine's still running rampant in the land of Canaan. All the grain that they had bought while they were in Egypt had run out. So Jacob told them, hey, y'all got to go back to Egypt and buy more food. Like, y'all can't just be chilling out here. And Judah was like, now you know what that man said. You won't see me again unless you bring your brother. But if you send Benjamin with us, we will go down there. We're going to get some food. But if Benjamin don't go, we ain't going either because we ain't about to play with that man. He said we're not going to see him again unless we bring our brother. Like, Judah was not about to play in that man's face. Without Benjamin, he was not about to play in that man's face. Like, he already told us we can't come back and get no more food unless Benjamin comes. So if Benjamin ain't going, we ain't going because it's going to be a worthless trip, honestly. So Jacob said, why y'all keep setting me up like this? Telling that man I had another son. Why did y'all even do that? They were like, listen, that man was asking all kinds of questions about our family though. Like, is your daddy still living? Do you have another brother? All we did was answer his questions. How did we know he was gonna say to bring the boy back? We ain't know. And we was just answering that man's questions so we could get our food. So we wouldn't starve out here. Man, y'all playing. Judah was like, Daddy, send him with me and we will go. Listen, if not, we gonna starve without starvation. Not only us, but you and the kids. Benjamin gonna be dead anyway if we don't get him no food. I'm gonna personally make sure that he good for real. And you can hold me responsible if I don't bring him back. And I will carry that blame forever. Judah was really on some other stuff for real. He was like, y'all really trying to play. And I'm really trying to go get this food so we don't starve. Listen, Jacob did not trust them with that baby. Jacob already knew y'all messed up Joseph. Like y'all just let Joseph out here do whatever, and y'all did whatever to Joseph. He really don't know they sold him, but whatever. The last time one of my sons was with y'all, no, mind you, they all his sons, but you can tell he got his favorites. Anyway, if we hadn't been here lollygagging, Judah was like, if we hadn't been here lollygagging, we could have been gone and back 2 times by now. Judah was really not with the foolishness. Okay, he was mad that they going back and forth about whether they're gonna send Benjamin, and we out here, we running out of food. Y'all need to stop playing. Come on, send that boy. Jacob finally gave in and was like, fine, fine then. If that's what you got to do, then do it. Take that man some of our best products from the land, a little balm, a little honey, some spices, some myrrh, some pistachios, some almonds. Make sure you take back double that money in case that money that y'all found in y'all sacks was a mistake. Take your brother, go back to that man right now. Like, don't be wasting no more time. Go back right now. I pray that God has mercy on you before that man. Hopefully he'll let your brother and Benjamin come back. If not, if I gotta lose my kids, it is what it is. Y'all, Jacob was toe up, okay? Rightfully so. Rightfully so. Because the last time he sent one of his favorite children with these men, that baby did not come back. So he real scared. And he also scared about what'll happen when they go to Egypt. Like, it's a double layer of fear right there. Because you don't know if the brother's gonna do something to the kid. You don't know if the man gonna do something to the kid. And the kid is the only thing that you have left of your wife. Mind you, all these other wives that you really didn't care about still living. But your main wife is already gone. Like, man, I feel for him. I do. Anyway, so they loaded up the animals and took the gifts and doubled the money and Benjamin. And they hurried on and went back to Egypt to present themselves to Joseph. So when Joseph saw Benjamin, he told his house manager, hey, these men, they about to come eat lunch with me. Because the Bible says it was this noon, right? Take them to my house, kill an animal, make a big dinner, like all the fixings, right? So the manager did what Joseph told him to and took them back to his palace. And the brothers was scared. I mean, they were so scared when they saw they were going to Joseph's house, like, for real. They were like, yo, it's because that money ended up in our bag the last time. He gonna act like we stole it. He already think we spies. He gonna act like we stole it. Then he gonna attack us. And then he gonna make us slaves. And then he gonna take all of our asses. Sorry, that's what the King James Version said. But you know, he really meant they meant donkeys. But the King James Version said asses. And I just felt the need to say it. But when the brothers got to Joseph's house, right? They told the house manager, hey, excuse me, sir. We came here to buy food. But when we, got back the last time, we noticed that our money was back in our sacks. So we brought it back, enough to buy some more this time and enough to pay full price for what we got the last time. It's the exact amount that we paid. And we don't know who put it there, but it was there. The manager was like, man, chill. Y'all chill out. For real? Your God, the God of your father, must have put it there because I know for a fact y'all paid me. I got receipts. I already know for a fact y'all paid me. Then they let Simeon out and they brought him out to his brothers and they led the brothers and gave them water to wash their feet because, it's been a long journey. Gave them food for their asses again. Sorry, y'all. I know it's real childish, but I don't know. I just love it. Anyway, gave them food for their donkeys. Someone told them that they would be eating there. So they set up their gifts real nice for Joseph or whatever because he was coming back to the house at noon. When Joseph got home, they gave him the gifts and they bowed low to the ground in front of him. Mind you, he had dreams twice that they would be bowing down to him. And here we are, them bowing down to him. All right? Act like you know. Anyway, after he spoke to them, he was asking about their daddy. Hey, y'all's daddy good? He's still alive? Where he at? He's still back home? And they were like, yeah, our daddy alive and well. And they bowed low before him again. Then Joseph looked and saw his full blood brother Benjamin. And he said, "Hey, that's the youngest brother that y'all was telling me about? Hey, man, may God be gracious to you, my son, for real. May God be gracious to you, son." So Joseph ran off. He ran off to his room to cry because he was so overcome with emotion. Like, he was in there weeping. The Bible says he was in there weeping. Imagine not being able to see your baby brother all this time and you finally get to see your baby brother. Mind you, your baby brother ain't never done nothing to you. He ain't never wronged you in any kind of way. Like, he was just a kid when you got sold or whatever, when all that stuff happened to you. And now you get to see him grown up. Oh my gosh, I can imagine. I don't even want to cry on this podcast right now, but I can just imagine. Like, I ain't seen my brother in years, bro. Like, look at him. Look at who he grew up to be. Wow. Anyway, so Joseph went and washed his face because, you can tell when you've been crying or whatever. He went and washed his face, got himself together, and he came out and he was talking about, "Hey, let's eat. Let's eat." So Joseph was at his own table, but his brothers, they sat at a separate table. Now, the Egyptians that ate with them sat at their own table because the Egyptians despised Hebrews and refused to eat with them. Ain't that crazy? And yeah, y'all can't eat with us. We gonna eat over here, y'all eat over there. Y'all can't eat with us. That's crazy. So Joseph told everybody where to sit, and they were like floored when they realized that Joseph had sat them according to their age from oldest to youngest. I mean, he ran them down, starting with Reuben and ran them down. And they were like, "Yo, that's crazy." So Joseph filled their plates, but he gave Benjamin 5 times more. So they ate, drank, and they were merry. They ate and drank freely, and they enjoyed the rest of the night. Now, that is the end of chapter 43 and the end of this lovely episode. All right, y'all. That is the end of today's episode. I appreciate y'all rocking with me as always. Like, I love it here. I love that y'all are here. I love that y'all are coming along with me on this journey because your girl is just out here. I'm just out here trying to figure it out, But we bless God for his faithfulness. We bless God for his goodness, for his grace and his mercy. We thank him for everything that he does for us and how he continues to care about us, even though we are mere humans and we are nothing compared to who he is. So, again, I thank you. 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 As always, listen, I pray. I pray that something that was said today blesses you and it prompts you to get into your word and ultimately pushes you into a deeper relationship with the Lord because that's why we're here, right? That's why we're here. And as usual, if anybody has any prayer requests or, y'all can even send me some praise reports because I love it. I love it. Yeah, y'all can email me at theurbanbiblepod@gmail.com. Listen, I am so glad that y'all are on this journey with me. I am so excited about what God is doing in and through this podcast, what he is doing in and through me. Amen. I am excited to see how God is transforming your lives, and how he is really moving in a way that is him. And he's showing up for you and he's coming through for you because that's just what he does. But yeah, I'm excited and I can't wait to talk to y'all in this next episode. All right, y'all. Bye.